relationships is something that we all struggle with. And you know what? It's not surprising. When we look at how much time, money, effort, energy we invest in becoming experts in our careers, in gaining the knowledge and education that we need, in looking good and learning new skills and all this, and then we think about actually how much time have we spent trying to understand ourselves and the people around us? Because that's when we really fall short. We're in relationships every single day, right? And yet we don't even understand fully where the struggles even come from, right? Human experiences and relationships are at the very core of our human experience. And yet we don't feel the need to really invest in them. And what I'm talking about here is starting to understand actually who we are and who the people we're in relationships are and how to work with each other. This is an area we just expect, to fall into place. And that very attitude shows in the kind of struggles that we have in relationships. We expect it to just fall in place. Well, guess what? Whereas when it comes with careers and whatever you are investing time in and learning about and becoming experts in, chances are you're probably enjoying those part of life, a lot more, right? Now, it gets even more complicated when it comes to religious communities, right? Because religious leaders are often seen as mediators and relationship counselors, whether or not they want to do it. There might be some who even don't even want to do it, right? But somehow, just because they have that role in the religious communities, they're seen as experts suddenly in an area where actually the skills just don't exist. They are not skilled to work with the complexities of human relationships. And so what happens in these communities specifically is that the women who are asking for help are usually given the kind of advice that encourages them to compromise some more, to be a little bit more quieter, lower their expectations, so on and so forth. The men, on the other hand, are treated like as though they need to be trained at home. They need to be, taught exactly how to behave and how not to behave. Yet, when the very men walk outside of the house, they're leaders. In these very communities, for example, right? The men lead everything the women follow. But then when it's in the house, it's flipped. The women are expected to train the men. And, you can see the messiness of it, right? Because we're just, just trying things again and again, and it's just not working out. Now, here's the reality of it, okay? Neither men nor women fully understand themselves, if I'm honest, yeah? Let alone each other. And then when we try and view each other, in a marriage, yes, the spouse, otherwise any relationship that we're in, when we try and view the other through our own perspective, we get stuck in a whole bunch of misunderstandings, right? But what if, instead of trying to compare ourselves or change each other, we just recognize that we're actually, men and women are supposed to complement each other, right? It's like two pieces of a puzzle bringing something unique to the table. For example, men often thrive on protecting, providing, and serving the important people, the women in their lives, right? And for this, they really thrive on being appreciated. They want to be appreciated, right? Women shine in their creativity, their natural tendency to nurture, their connection to intuition and aspiration, but they're expected to sort of just follow, obey, tick boxes, and that disconnects them from themselves and from their superpowers, which is what they bring to the table. It's not about making each other the same or trying to understand each other from individual lenses, but it's about working together. So how do we change this? It starts at home. It starts with ourselves. Firstly, get to know yourself and honor who you are, who you truly are, not what people are expecting you to be, not what you're told you should be. No, take the time to get to know yourself and honor what you find, right? Learn to understand others by first understanding yourself. When we really understand the complexities and the gray areas of ourselves, we naturally become way less judgmental. and think that we know what is right and what is wrong and how people should and shouldn't be. All that just mellows down and quietens down that little bit. Build relationships that are working on or based on love, companionship, and connection, right? Make those the priorities of why you're interacting with somebody. We can't expect relationships to just magically work out. That is why personal growth and self awareness is just so important. Like Albert Einstein said, right? That doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting different results is like a sign of insanity. And yet, for millennia, we seem to be doing the same thing in relationships and see the same relationship patterns developing. And we just hope, that somehow it's going to change or somehow this one's going to be different. It doesn't work like that, right? Now, personal growth, as far as I'm concerned, is the key to breaking the cycle. It is an investment that we cannot afford not to make. The cost of neglecting this part of our life is just so incredibly high. Whether it's with our relationships with our loved ones or our interactions at work or even on a global scale, politically, between countries and everything. So here's the thing. If you're ready to start creating more harmony, peace, love, connection in relationships, which to be honest would be in service of the humanity at large if we all took the time to do this and invested in it. Share this video with somebody who you feel could do with hearing this. Get in touch and let's work together on you creating harmonized, great connected relationships in your life.